An anti-terror operation has been underway at Sylhet and Bangladesh. More updates on the story, where a father has handed over his two sons to the police, suspecting their involvement in the militant activity. The army has moved heavy armory into the area, and according to the latest reports, 6 people, including 2 cops, are killed and 31 injured in a separate blast outside the Sylhet militant den. A bomb was hurled from a running motorbike outside the site, and the operation has been going on for the past 72 hours at the 5-story building where terrorists have been holed up. The army also fears that the entire building has been planted with improvised explosive devices, and the building area has been cordoned off. Snipers have spotted the terrorists moving between the floors in the building. There is also an apprehension that a wanted terrorist leader of the neo-Jamaat-un-Mujahideen Bangladesh is held up in the building along with a woman. Earlier, several units of special weapon and the SWAT reached the spot and cordoned off the building, suspecting 2 militants are hiding in the building. The army is making efforts to have the terrorists surrender to avert casualties and damage. Power to the building has been cut off and about 70 civilians have been moved out. Dhaka has been rocked with 2 suicide bomb blasts in a space of a week. On Friday, a suicide bomber blew himself up at a police checkpost near the Bangladesh International Airport in Dhaka. No casualties were reported, and the Islamic State has claimed responsibility for both suicide bombings. Well, that's the latest that we have here on WION. If you're just joining us, 6 people, including 2 police officers and 4 civilians, have been killed in twin bombings in northeastern Bangladesh. The blast in Sylhet occurred near an apartment building where commandos have been trying to flush out a group of suspected Islamist militants. Earlier, many civilians were evacuated from the block of flats. The suspects have refused to surrender. To talk more on this now, we are joined by our Bangladesh Bureau Chief Saad Hamadi from Sylhet. Saad, what are the authorities telling you on the ground? Why is the operation taking so long to finish?
The joint forces I have spoken to, they have said that they're trying to persuade the terrorists inside the building to come down, to surrender, and they want to reduce the casualties to a minimum. They're fearing that since the building they're apprehending is planted with improvised explosive devices, any confrontation or assault operation could lead to bigger damages. So they want to persuade these terrorists to surrender for as long as possible, and they're maintaining full caution, which the army spokesperson told me the last time I spoke. And they're trying to get this situation to a control so that these casualties can be minimized. But as of now, there has not been much of a progress in that area. It's running into almost a 72-hour operation, the largest that Bangladesh has seen in case of any terrorist operation, anti-terrorist operation.
Saad, Sylhet is the place where the ISKCON temple was attacked some time back. A blogger was also killed. I mean, terror is not new to Sylhet, is it? Saad, if you can hear me, I just said that Sylhet is a place where, of course, the ISKCON temple was attacked some time back. A blogger was also killed. And, of course, that means that terror is not really anything new to Sylhet, is it?
Sahil, I cannot hear you properly. Can you tell me again?
Right, I'll repeat the question. What I said was that Sylhet is a place where, of course, the ISKCON temple was attacked some time back. We also know that a blogger was killed. So my question is, I mean, terror is nothing new to the area, is it?
For that matter, at this scale, there hasn't been a situation before in case of terrorist operation. There have been militant killings that took place on individuals, bloggers, academicians that have taken place in various parts of Bangladesh. Sylhet is one of them, but it has also taken place in Rajshahi, in Dhaka, which is also considered to be one of the most secure places, the capital city. But those individual cases have surpassed, and terrorists have gone on to a different avenue altogether, as we have seen the July cafe attack in Dhaka, and now this particular operation, which appears to be the second of the same scale that it looks. In this case, the hostages have been rescued yesterday, and right now the operation is targeting at the terrorists to come down so that the casualties can be reduced. But as you speak about whether this is new or not, at this scale, this has not been noticed in Bangladesh before, and which is why we see it as such a big preparation from law enforcement agencies, the army, the police, and the counter-terrorist units.
Right, Saad, how big is the current operation in terms of scale? Give us a sense of that, please.
Well, as you see, the preparations of the security forces is massive, and which has required the Bangladesh army to come into action as well. The Bangladesh army is the last resort that is taken from the security forces when the situation goes out of the hands of the police and counter-terrorist units. And that is what we have seen in major crisis situations.
Okay, Saad, I think we leave it there for now, but thank you so much for your inputs. That was our Bangladesh Bureau Chief Saad Hamadi updating us with the latest on that military operation in Sylhet, Bangladesh.